Yo, so I don't know how long this video is gonna be. I'm tired as shit, but as you guys know, a couple days ago, I ended up missing a video, and that was when I was coming back from Pittsburgh. I went from here, from Philly, you know, the train station, 30th Street. It's like the main one out in Philly and shit like that, and I usually travel by train because fuck flying altogether, that kind of shit. I mean, unless it's absolutely appropriate, like if I gotta fly across the country or like at least 3 states or so, yeah, I'm likely not flying. I don't want to fly. So yesterday I spent a little bit of time going for my crossbow, but I basically made no progress. I got kills with my crossbow, played multiple games with my crossbow, and it's just not even tracking anymore. So I don't even know what the fuck to do with it anymore. Yeah, regardless, anyway, I ended up going into private match and trying out all of the little things that you can do with it. And even after messing around with all the attachments and things like that with the crossbow, it's too slow. It's not really viable to be able to run around with and shit like that like you could with sniper rifles and stuff on this game. It's just too slow. It manages to be slower than the HDR, and the HDR isn't even fast enough to really contend with a lot of shit. So I figured out some of the issues with the challenge and stuff like that. Like apparently it can work if you get into a game that just started, like something you didn't join in progress, and then apparently ones that you joined in progress don't count or some shit. I don't know. I don't know all the little issues and stuff like that, but I mean, I guess if I run around with it like this enough, eventually we'll have the challenge completed, and I'll be able to actually go for the Damascus itself with all the little challenges and shit like that. But that's, I mean, really by the time I'm done completing it, if I spend an entire day doing it, it ain't gonna be today, because I'm tired as fuck. This headache is brutal. He just kept on spraying. He didn't give a shit how many bullets he was missing. It's okay, Joe Seacot's got your back, Tim. No, I mean, to be completely honest with you, I just kind of want to use the AX-50 half the time. I really don't even feel like using these marksman rifles anymore. I really want my main gun with like thousands among thousands of kills to be the AX-50. So anyway, we're gonna go to Pittsburgh, so we go from Philly to Pittsburgh on the train. I usually fuck with the train. It's super chill, no real issues or anything like that, besides, you know, early in the morning, there's a lot of people sleeping on it, so the whole train carts all sound like a bunch of people snoring and shit, but I don't know what it was with that cart on the way back, but it was just filled with a bunch of middle-aged women and couples, and everybody's just fucking just toss that C4 at me. No respect. That's fucked up. Oh, I'm too tired for this shit. Anyway, so we go to 30th Street. I don't know if you guys have ever been to Philly, but you go to 30th Street. It's this big open building and stuff like that, and eventually you end up going, you know, from that building down to like this underground escalator slash staircase thing. Yes, Ari, hello. Say hi to everybody. Ari's not usually in my room, but yeah, here she is. A lot of people are asking where she's been. Say hi, Puppo. Yeah, my lips chapped as fucking messed up because Pittsburgh was a lot colder than I expected it to be. It's 6 to 7 hours for that ride from Philly to Pittsburgh. And also, obviously, just all the other stops in between and shit like that. Train just doing train shit. So, since it's a really long trip, we end up taking the business class. And I mean, really, business class on a train, it's not much more expensive than like the regular coach class or whatever the regular stuff is called. I should have just pulled out that fucking sawed-off 725 that I have. This shit hits harder than the truth! We're at the train station waiting around. We usually show up around like an hour and a half early or so. Just sit around, wait, maybe eat something, get some drinks or some shit. So we're just sitting there basically all the way up until they start calling us over to our gate. And the way that it's set up, like I was saying, maybe I can actually do it like on... All right, let's open up Paint right here, okay? So basically the way that it's set up is you got, boom, there's a whole bunch of stairs here to be able to go down, okay? Benches here. There's benches here. There's a security thing down the center right here, and it goes around just like that. Got a whole bunch of people. What color should the people be? Let's just go with pink. And for nastiness sake, let's just make this guy lime color, the color of sickly dog shit. This is like a top-down view, okay? These are the stairs right here. This is the security line. And this is the whole situation. So we're there, and we're just chilling. We're the little red dots right here. We're just sitting there, relaxing, whatever, just waiting for them to call us up. And there's one other person in front of us, actually. Actually, it was 2 different people. There was an older guy and a younger woman in front of us. When they called us over to the gate, they have us all line up over here. Most people end up having luggage and all sorts of other shit, so everybody is sitting down along this bench, all behind each other. Every single new person that, you know, walks into the whole place and then comes over has to start from all the way back here. All the people come around and they all funnel here. The line goes completely around. So there's even more people coming this way and this way. Okay, so basically the objective here is that people are coming here, the whole line goes there, and then people go down the stairs into the underground part of it. So we're all sitting here. This is Alexis and I. We're just relaxing, and then as we're just sitting there, this one older dude, this guy right here, ends up walking over and standing here. Okay, and there's a whole bunch of people already sitting here that have already recognized that this is the line. Okay? And there are multiple people behind us also standing there. They're not just, everybody isn't just sitting there. Some people standing, some people sitting, but that's the line. This guy ends up walking over with his smelly fucking lunch, with his weird little tote bag, bald head, just kind of like an older dude, and I just figured, oh, okay, he's just standing there, you know, he's tired or whatever, and when this guy walks up and sets everything down, he slowly but surely, as we were sitting there, they called people over about like 20, maybe 10, 20 minutes or so beforehand, so they had people sit there with all their luggage and shit like that ready to go. The guy, as the time passes, just starts kind of inching in front of Alexis. I have Alexis in front of me because she has the tickets and stuff like that, and you have to show it to the security guards that are standing right here. These are the security guys, these blue blotches. You go there, show them the ticket, and then you go down into the shit. And then you also show them on the train and all this other shit. But anyway, go there, and the guy's there. So this dude walks up, and these two guys that are, you know, talking to each other and shit, this guy just stands in front. This guy just slowly but surely inches in front of us, and then he literally goes and puts his bag, makes a point to set his bag in front of Alexis, or basically establish it. I'm telling you, I don't know how else to explain, but it was very passive-aggressive that, hey, this is now my spot, the way that he just, like, walked in front of her. So anyway, Alexis, after seeing that, looks up at the lady that's in front of us. This lady right here, the old guy's not paying attention. He's just, you know, chilling there or whatever. This is cool old guy though. Not cool old guy, cool old guy. This lady right here kindly goes, yeah, I think that they were in front of you. And Alexis was like, yeah, we were already here. The guy's like, oh, well, it's not that big of a deal now, is it? And it's like, well, it is when you just walk up and literally cut a whole line of people. Something along those lines of like, hey, this is the line though. You can't just cut people, basically. She didn't like freak out or yell or anything like that, but then the guy was like, said something about her attitude or some shit like that. And he's like, well, you're not very nice. And she's like, well, you're not nice either. And then there was like this awkward like 10 seconds of silence where we were expecting the guy to move, and he never moved. He just stood there. And then the dude just turns around with this sneer and just goes, nasty. That's what he says, just nasty. Such a nasty attitude. She's like, you're nasty. He's like, oh, I'm not nasty. I'm a nice guy. I'm a priest. That was his rebuttal, okay? When she called him nasty and said that he wasn't nice because he literally goes and cuts a whole line of people, he goes, oh, I'm a priest. What the fuck do you being a priest have to do with anything with the fact that you literally just need to get in line like everybody else? So this dude basically goes and cuts his way in front of all these other people, claims that he's a priest, so I guess that's the reason he's allowed to do it. I'm not that religious or anything, but I got some religious friends. I know some religious people. There's some religious people in my family and shit, but I have never really heard of this defense. After that, he was like, yeah, and they told me to stand here. You guys were sitting. And I was just like, there's no fucking way this guy is about to try to make that his argument. I was like, there is a whole line of people behind us that are sitting down. Now, I don't want to sit here and be aggressive towards people in public and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that type of dude. I'm just passionate about video games and shit. In real life, I'm not this type of dude that's gonna sit there and be outwardly violent or aggressive towards people just randomly. But if you're gonna sit there and bring this rude energy, bet! So that's just to visualize it a little bit right there. So after I make the point that all of the people behind us that are also sitting down with all of their luggage, waiting with their tickets in hand, are all sitting / standing behind us in a single file fucking line that's like, you know, 2-3 people wide at times, depending on how big the group are, women, children, families, and shit. And I was like, so I guess all these people just deserve to be cut too, like they weren't waiting in line. And he went to go say something and then just completely just stopped himself halfway. I don't even know what he was going to begin to say, but he basically like mumbled. He was like, and then he just completely stopped and turned away and disengaged from the conversation completely. We didn't bother hassling him past that point because I'm not gonna sit here and turn it into something that it shouldn't be. It's just, you know, I know and I understand that it's literally just as simple as just a spot in line, but the dude literally walks over to the business side to cut everybody on the business line instead of going to the coach side. So he wants to avoid the bigger side where there's a longer line, and then he goes out of his way to cut the even shorter line on the opposite side. But that's not where it ends. After they let everybody through, I didn't want to sit there and get security involved and shit like that. I didn't know how it would look for me anyways, sitting here getting an old man in trouble and yelling at people and all that shit. Especially when he's sitting there using religion as like a defense and shit. So when they started letting people through, this dude started going down these stairs / escalators and shit. And when I tell you this dude was rushing down the fucking stairs, this dude hasn't moved like that since 1982. It's fucking... but not only that, so he goes out of his way to cut the business line, be openly rude, then use religion as his defense, and then use the fact that he's a priest to, I guess... that scared the fuck out of me. What?
Back.
Hold on, wait, I'm popping the fuck off. I'm on a 22. $25. No! 29. That's enough COD for today. Oh yeah, after he cut that business line and then went down the stairs in a rush, he went into coach. So he literally cut the business line to go into coach to